procedure, there's a couple of things you got to really pay attention to. One is wide base, so your feet are wider than your shoulders. You're going to pitch your weight over your front foot, so you're just going to translate some weight to your forward foot. Preset the face based on the length of the shot. Now, I'm a believer that if you have a 20, 30-yard bunker shot, you should use a gap wedge or even a pitching wedge sometimes. But preset the face before you grip the club. I like to have the hands low, because when you have the hands low, you expose more of the bounce. And I don't like to have the hands forward, because then the leading edge gets involved, and you don't really want to hit the ball with the leading edge unless you're hitting a fried egg kind of shot. The other thing you have to pay attention to is on your backswing. This is a common mistake. Now, obviously, if you open the face, say hypothetically 10 degrees, you're going to open your stance 10 because you want the two lines on the club to point at the target. But when you come through a bunker shot, you want to let the club head pass, but you want the right hand to work under. You never want the right hand to work over. So one of the drills I actually have people do is hit one-handed, just going like this. Yeah, just feeling like the right palm is just working underneath as you come through, because a big problem is the right hand wants to do that, and that's no good. So adequate amount of backswing is also important. You don't want to get too short. But more importantly here, I'm going to give you a little drill. An exercise. You just put a couple of lines in the bunker, and you're just trying to find where the club is hitting the ground consistently. And what I want you to do as you come through is just to make sure the face stays pointed upward. The back of the left hand has got, I call it wiping a table. You're just going to keep the back of that left hand in a slightly cupped position all the way through. So once I set this angle in my left wrist, which is a slight cup, I don't really change that through the ball. I want to make sure that's there. And then if you're in a cuppy lie where your ball's sitting in a depression, you want to be careful. If there's sand, if the ball's here and there's sand above the equator of the ball, behind the ball, it's a blade shot if you open the face. What happens is the club just skids off the top of that sand and into the belly of the ball. So we'll talk about all the different lies, but if you're in a depression, you don't want to open the face. You'd rather hit it with more of a forward-leaning shaft and hit down on a very steep angle. If you're on a side bend, severe slope, side slope, let's say the back of a bunker, you've got to create a much steeper angle of approach with the shoulders. Have got to be more parallel, and you've got to get a much steeper angle going back. Like even on this shot here, this guy, he's taking the club back steeper than he would normally take it back. And then coming through the hands, obviously you can see his club face doesn't open, or doesn't shut down there. So those are the little things. The other thing is, not everybody's ball position is going to be the same, but what you do want to do is pay attention to the fact that you do want to hit the sand first, so you want the ball a little forward of center. But when you move the center to the front, you also effectively move the ball back. You know what I mean? So you got to adjust for that, yeah. All right.